And back to bot lane. Said Nautilus trying to walk up to actually get that passive auto, but he ends up going a little too far, forcing the flash of Varus. Varus has to flash as well. Looks like Nautilus is going to go down, and Zaya's going to flash the Varus, and Varus is going to barrier right before.
To be a little bit stronger until about level 3, and then Nautilus is pretty strong until level 6 or 7.
And Vi coming there. And Lulu's dangerously low. Oh, looks like Lulu's gonna die. Make that roam to the Void Grubs, and maybe actually win it. But I am now seeing Vice just sticking bot side, like I was talking about. Pretty much doing a vertical jungle here with Vi staying on the bot side and Zinzao kind of leaning towards the top side. And we look like a.
If I'm blue, I'm going Void Grubs right now.
Yes, definitely.
This is an illegal play by the jungler.
Said Shin actually pushing R to come into the fight, and TP on the side of Light is a little too late, and it looks like they're almost four-manning bot lane on the side of SPG, so that gives Zinzao the perfect opportunity to take grubs, and SPG is getting a little low, and Zaps just ends up dying. And Shin taunts. Yes, so this is that early game that I talked about, where BushWookies does have that opportunity to actually quite a bit of push power. I don't think it is to, well, actually it should be to the point where if he max Q that he should be doing it, but
this might be bad for Cho'Gath.
Yeah, Shin did get 2 kills from bot lane, so he is really strong right now, so he just keeps slowing shit.
Because I don't think you're going to be getting this. Maybe you can do the same on Ahri.
We're going to get the Vi-R and the Gil R off on the Ahri. Ahri has no R, so it should be a free kill, and it is. But we got the side of BushWookies coming 3-man mid to try to save the Ahri, but it's unfortunately a little too late. But it looks like they are going to either look bot side to kill the Varus Nautilus, or no, yeah, they're going to take the Varus Nautilus. Maybe they'll get a pick here, and it looks like Nautilus and Varus are going to get out. Ooh, Nautilus misses the Q onto the Lulu Zaya.
Ahri does have TP, so we might just see a big brawl down here.
Yes, especially a dragon out. Vi's bot side as well, looking to get that dragon hiding in the bush, waiting for that time. Nautilus is getting dangerously low, and the Ahri is TPing like you said. So we do have a scattered SPG with BushWookies all grouped on the Drake, so great for them. Looks like they are going to secure this Drake. I can't think right now. But we got Varus R and Lulu R-ing the Zaya to keep her alive, and Varus getting dangerous. So Shin Arzen comes in and taunts the Varus, and then Nautilus is getting dangerous low. They're going to just tire dive the Nautilus, and he's going to die as well.
We got Rift Herald in a minute and a half.
Nautilus lands the hook on the Lulu. Lulu's getting dangerous low. So is Varus. Varus and the pullback on the feathers to kill the Varus, and it looks like they're just going to walk the Nautilus down. Maybe the Nautilus will be able to Q out. Yona's coming down to save him, and he R's, and he misses the Zaya, and the Lulu ults from the Zaya. And it's just not looking very good for the side of SPG. Ahri lands the Charmer Nautilus and just gets the kill on Nautilus with her Q coming back.
This is diveable.
Very diveable. I think the Vi should have left here, and the Vi is going to get dove here after the tower dies. The Vi ults the Zaya, and Zaya is just going to end up dying.
This is what I was talking about, where the Lulu versus Nautilus matchup goes. Once you get that first enchanter item,
and Nautilus lands the Q on Ahri, and the Varus R comes through, and the auto, and it's just an annihilation on the Ahri. The Ahri just stepped too far forward under the tower, and it just a CC chain from Gray.
Crucial bounty, objective bounty there. Answered with the turret mid. This should be a kill too.
Yes, and it looks like just BushWookies are just going to take this Herald and having control of almost all the objectives.
I would like this to be played slow though. I feel like starting early is a bit of a choice here.
The Ahri just dashing onto the Varus, charming him, but she just doesn't have the damage, and the Nautilus and Varus end up tag teaming the Ahri. And here we go, we got BushWookies securing the dragon, and it just fights all around. The
Zaya is untouched.
Zaya being untouched, yeah.
Try to get something across the map. An objective bounty top after a shutdown, something like that. But the fact that they had Rift Herald,
it maybe end up giving up this objective. looks like they're gonna clear the newly set wards on the side of SPG out. And Zaya ends up starting the Otacon. And
We're gonna see our fight. Here comes the TP from Cho'Gath.
so it is gonna be a team fight. Shin does have his R up, so probably gonna end up fighting. Looks like BushWookies is just gonna get off it so they don't get that, done. And Zaya's gonna end up canceling Vizar, and then it just looks like SPG is going hard on him. And Zaya is shut down by the Yone, and it looks like SPG may pull this out in the team fight. We got Shin taking a kill on Yone, and then Vi coming back and Shin. So they got a lot of shutdowns here. This is the point in time where I talked about where, SPG just had that better team fight, and they actually utilized it well. Maybe the missing factor is that Cho'Gath just wasn't in these fights yet.
Could be. I do think Shin misplayed a little bit there. The ult went onto Xin Zhao instead of Zaya, because I really think the only way that BushWookies loses is if Zaya dies. So like that has to be the only person you can ult.
That RA is trying to, put some damage down, and it looks like she's not gonna stay close enough to actually get any more. If they can deny it or not.
TP, double TP.
And the Nautilus lands the hook on. The Zin's out, the Zin's are ours, so it doesn't get damaged too much. And the Zaya pulls through the Feathers through, stunning the Varus and Nautilus. And Varus ends up getting the kill on this Xin Zhao. And it just looks like Vi is going to CC both the Ahri and the Lulu. And it looks like they're going to run down the Zaya as well. Zaya's going to art and flashes and pulls through and gets a kill on Nautilus. But is it enough? Does she have enough? And she's just doing hella damage to the Vi, and Vi dies, dying out for BushWookies. And they are going to deny this soul for BushWookies, getting their first streak. Looking like BushWookies is going to start the Baron. They must have seen Vi bot or something, and they're just starting it early, hoping to secure it before the Vi gets there. The Vi is actually really late to this. She is just now hitting the midway. It looks like BushWookies is going to actually secure the Baron. They is down gold over the Lulu. Not surprising, seeing the Lotus has more kills and assists. And the Vi is going to R on to the Xin Zhao, and the Nautilus going to land on the Xin Zhao. Zaya pulling through the Feathers, stunning the Vi Nautilus, and Shin R-ing the Xin Zhao, and Shin comes in and misses the taunt. Zaya going hard on the Varus Nautilus, and then everybody coming back to save their teammates. Zaya ending up R-ing just to stay alive. Lulu R's the Zaya, and Yone lands the knock-up Q on the Zaya. It looks like BushWookies is going to slowly pull us out. Oh, the Xin Zhao just ends up dying really quick. Maybe, it looks like BushWookies may slowly pull us out. Varus actually ended up killing, well, who was that? The RA. So they're slowly backing out. Zaya is just way more health. Shin ended up going on Varus, getting the kill, and it's just Cho'Gath left, and they have Baron buff up. We will see if they decide to go for the push. Maybe they can end it. It will be hard. Maybe.
I thought you had to leave the Xin Zhao there, but I mean, as we said earlier, if you don't get to the Zaya, you lose the fight. They did not get to the Zaya.
I think it was just an overextension by the Xin Zhao.
Yeah.
Nautilus up in 5 seconds, and then from there, Yone up in 15. They are pushing, BushWookies is pushing hard to end. We will see what happens. Zaya does have a lot of damage. They look like they're going to just play it safe and get back. I start it real quick, and BushWookies is not quite formed up yet. The Dragon's going down fast. I would like to see BushWookies kind of push this fight here, and it look to end. And it looks like they're just kind of traveling in parallel here, with SPG going through the jungle and BushWookies making it a run to hit this inhib. Maybe it's going to end up giving them a lot of gold if they get this double inhib, so that would definitely allow SPG to come back in the game. BushWookies actually starting to kind of build into the tank a little bit more. Looks like SPG is going to get that mid lane tower finally to come down. Varus owing the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao presses R to get away from it. Vi R-ing the Xin Zhao. It looks like Xin Zhao is just going to be deleted. Vi barely missing the Q on Ahri. On Cho'Gath, we will see. But maybe he does. Shin has TP, still about half his waiting on half his cooldown there. Just gonna charm the Nautilus and pick up and Nautilus kill after the feathers come through, stunning the Nautilus. He's gonna back. I think the BushWookies are just gonna take this tower and look to get the third inhib on this from this next inhib tower here.
Fall back straight to Baron, but I think they have the pressure. They can get the inhib.
Yeah, they can get the inhib. Even if Cho'Gath keeps pushing, Cho'Gath is really not a split push person, and then they might even try to look to force it here, or are they going to play it safe? They see the Cho'Gath is bottom. Ahri R's to get the charm, but barely misses it. Varus R's in the Xin Zhao. Ahri R'ing, and the R ends up somehow coming up on Ahri, and they kill Ahri.
Zaya's untouched.
Vi is going to come Paul. Zaya is going to press R. Nada's coming in, but just getting deleted by Zaya. And if they play a little bit slower, and Shogun is just going to R the Zaya and just end up killing it. And they have no more damage on the side of BushWookies. They are to really worry about even with the Zaya. Vara's getting dangerously low with the Baron, but I think he's going to end up pulling it out. Soul that's in, 10 seconds here. BushWookies do staging a, kind of a cheese here. And they're just going to go on the Varus. Varus ends up flash. Varus ults the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao just looks like he's going to fall. He gets ulted by the Lulu. Viola ults the, it looks like Ahri. Ahri getting low. So is pretty much everyone on the BushWookies. But BushWookies is just doing really good. Cutting. Oh, big feathers pulled through. And it looks like they get a triple kill. I wouldn't even worry about Dragon. I think if I'm on the side of BushWookies, I would actually just go straight for the end. But
TP, he could TP towards all. They don't have a ward up there.
Yone, they got a lot of damage going down, about half health.
That Shin is not even a little scared of the Yone.
Yeah. They have no wave here, so it looks like they're just going to take wave. And Vi will be up in 15 seconds. Nada's coming up just now. So they're back to the same point as comes out in the end. I have yet to see a team fight. I'm begging for a team fight to happen here. I am ready to see something happen. So, there's nothing happening for at least another minute and a half. BushWookies could take the chance to go to Baron instead of push this tower here, but we'll see if they can make this team fight. Vi walking a little far forward. R's the Zaya. Vi ended up dying. Zaya's still pretty healthy, and it looks like
untouched.
Yep, and Xin Zhao got ulted by the Lulu. Cho'Gath just getting deleted when walking in, and Gray ends up dying on the Forest right outside of Zanya's, and it's just the Nautilus left. Nautilus queues in with some desperation, not much to do, and it looks like BushWookies will clean game here.
This is their opportunity. It looks like question mark pings from blue here, so they do know potentially that this is coming.
And Zinzao ends up flashing with the W to get it. Alistar as well, and Braum flashes out. And ooh, the triple stun from Aphelios on everybody, and Zaya really low. Looks like the minions may kill her, and they do. And Zinzao gets the stun from Braum passive on Alistar, and he's going to try walking down the Alistar. And here was Zach standing close by to look like to take it, and it looks like everybody on the side of BushWookies is just going to rotate first, and it just is a hell amount of damage with Zach engaged in the Ori ultimate, and it looks like SPG is just going to fall to that combination. And Veigar ends up getting a cage onto the Ori and just barely trapping him to get the damage off to kill the Orianna.
Yeah, unfortunately, when Orianna's shoved up like that, you have Bryo in mid lane, Veigar's on his back. I don't know that you can go for that. Obviously, that's a huge ultimate out of Orianna there. That's a very well done ultimate, but I think it was a greedy dragon positioning.
Yeah,
that's what after you invested time.
We're just trying to vie for power here. Renekton getting dangerously low top. And Alistar looks to make a play with here with the Hex Flash. He does. He gets the combo off onto the Theos. Braum blocking a lot of the damage from that. Zaya getting, Kai'Sa getting low. Passive off on Zaya. And the Ice is going to fall before they can do enough damage to the Aphelios. And Aphelios is just going to clean up on the kind of hovering around there, seeing if BushWookies will step up just slightly. Though. And Zach's going to gauge on the Veigar mid, getting the knockup and the ultimate knockup as well. And it looks like going back to bot lane where Zaya's really low. Braum just walking at the Zaya, gets knocked up and is going to kill the Zaya, but Braum will also fall. And we'll see what happens to Alistar. Alistar ends up popping its ultimate. Zach taking stranger's damage. Ilios taking plenty of damage, really low, and he had a barrier to save himself from the minions. Alistar still alive, barely. Zach ended up losing passive. Zach ends up barely killing him, probably from the minions. That aftershock from the Zach while he was in passive? I did not know that actually went through fastest. And looking like a shutdown on the Ori from the Veigar. And it just looks like Zach may be coming here to finally have some action top lane. He gets this slicing dice on the Kennen. Zach ults, Kinnan ults, Kinnan are to get away, but the
But
Zach ends up landing just out. Xin Zhao coming down again, maybe getting something here. Filius with red white. Oh, switch
You
white.
can't do that. That's red, white,
And-
and Filius. You can't do that.
And it looks like Aphelios is just going to come up after that gate right there by the tower.
Obviously, he
Top side.
swapped in the middle. But
Getting prepared to take that Herald. It looks like it will go to them. And there's that Alistar Veigar combo. I do not think it went to the cage. Ori ends up pressing a big R, ended up killing Alistar. And Zach engages on the Veigar, getting plenty of damage with his
you have the
ultimate off.
damage to back it up.
And BushWookies is going to, looks like Zen's out to come
Secure
out
that
and kill
Herald.
Renekton. Ori, so is Kinnan with his Maelstrom, and Renekton getting damaged pretty heavily. Renekton trying to stay alive, but just not enough sustain for him. And they go on Aphelios here with the Alistar letting his combo Aphelios R's and just deals crazy amounts of damage to Alistar Kaisa, and Alistar's gonna fall. Ended up being too far in. Ori just going to delete the Veigar on the fight here mid lane, and Kaisa's trying to look like it's trying to execute, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, it does happen, I guess. BushWookies are pretty in a heavy lead right now. Renekton pushing up quite far. Looks like 3 people are going to go on the Renekton. Renekton getting a lot of damage after the Maelstrom from Kinnan. Renekton ends up ulting, and he's just taking too much damage. Oh, he gets a massive heal there, but I don't think it's going to be enough to pull anything out.
Investing down there. You laser turret. Get that turret without dying.
Oop, Veigar ended up canceling his back. I don't think that would have hit if he had just kept his back going. And Veigar ends up flashing, really not necessary when he's already destined to die. And it's just going to I did not really pay attention to that. We were focused on the Renekton bot lane fight. Xin Zhao and his team, they know they're kind of, okay, Zach jumps in, Braum R's, and then Zach ultimates right on top of them all. And we got Alistar really deep in the line with nobody to really, provide any damage afterwards. Zach so far in as well, taking some damage. Alistar ends up dying. And we got Kaisa here, proccing the Zach passive. And it looks like...
I'll wait, because we think we have another fight coming.
It could be potential. Zach ends up jumping in, missing his Q onto the Veigar. And Velios lands up on green-purple right now. Braum landing a stun on Veigar. This could be devastating for that. And... Denzel getting stunned. Kinnan flashing in with Maelstrom Ore, and he just doesn't have the damage to kill Aphelios. They end up killing Kinnan. And the Zac is shut down with no passive, and Zinzao's gonna die. It looks like BushWookies are just going to finish off the Kaisa here, and Alistar's gonna end up walking away with nothing.
I just don't see a way that SPG comes back in this game.
Yeah, maybe they can do something with it. SPG kind of split up just a little bit.
They don't have
and Alice went in as well as Zach. Both sides fighting on different sides. It looks like Kinnan's going to use R on the Aphelios. Maybe not getting it. Not enough damage. And it just looks like they're going to ace him on this from BushWookies. And slowly killing the Veigar here as well as getting the Dragon. Said.
Was that Guardian from Braum?
That could be possible.
I believe that was Guardian from Braum.
Renekton, Alistar coming from behind, maybe getting damage. Renekton W's to break the shield of Kaisa R, and Kaisa's just going to end up. I think we're going to see a steal from Zinzao, but it could be possible. And he did steal it. SPG is going to can get away back in there. They're going to get this bot lane tower for that. 518 gold per Alistar and Kaisa. Here, quite a bit of gold for this. And Alistar going back in, looking for something. Well, looks like a little bit of miscommunication. Well,
support, but sometimes it is what you need to do.
Inner flash Aring onto the Orianna, and it looks like they're just going to kill the Act and walk straight there. And Braum ending up having a flashing out. Zinzao flashing with the W to get on top of Braum, knocking him up. Zach ends up going in with his ultimate right there, and he's all alone in the space as well as Alistar being alone in space. Zach losing his passive. Alistar still pretty healthy here with his ultimate, and they are going to kill the Zach. Renekton dashing in, and Alistar knocking him up. Renekton going deep for this Kaisa, but not able to get it. It looks like SPG is able to pick up a few kills while only losing Alistar. Veigar kind of caught out here, and he's going to probably fall here to the Orianna. And Zinzao's walking back in for some reason, and he's looking like he's going to get caught by the Orianna R, and it's just What was
Well,
he doing?
It was a good thing.
And BushWookies is going to secure that hopefully start and final coming to defend this bot side. Kaisa ends up backing after taking the tower top side. Kinnan,
This tower
That's really-
should fall before she gets back.
yeah, can't really clear the way with 5 people standing on the tower, and you're the only one as Kinnan.
You
There.
can't fight this right now. Aphelios is red-white, so you just have to give up this inhib, then back off.
Zinzao looking for some angle, get caught here, and BushWookies is going to push the topside tower and just delete the tier 2. And we got a cage on the Zinzao. I mean, not the Zinzao, but the Aphelios, but it doesn't really matter. Heavy poke. Alistar flashes in on the Aphelios. Not much damage coming out, not much follow up. Alistar just kind of losing a little health. And Zac going on the bot side. Kinnan trying to come back with an ultimate and not able to get much. And Aphelios just doesn't fall. They tried so hard to get that Aphelios. Vagar being low here and seeing nothing to do has to go back into the fountain to heal up. It looks like BushWookies is just going to close out the game.
Yeah,
Here.
they got everything they wanted. They wanted the Kennen flank from the side, but unfortunately, Guardian from Braum, Locket came in, could not kill Aphelios. He still had his white gun for the last little bit of damage on that team fight. It was a good try, but too little, too late. Time to reconvene and hope for a better game 3.
Yes. 21-0 on the side of Dinner.